Hello there, Mithrin dear. It appears that the watching stone at the crescent moon will only allow Gurzel to pass through.
The watching stone outside Barad Kuron will only allow Gurzul to pass.
That may be a problem, my friend. The ranger Anoth did tell us that Ugrikor seeks to gain access to the tower, but he seems unlikely to cooperate with us, Pineleaf, and, as it stands, we do not know for certain where the captain of the pit may be found. There's also the matter that if we did learn Ugrakor's location, Anoth would not allow us to join hands with this hated foe, no matter the purpose or the duration of the peace. No, Ugrakor will not help us gain access to the tower. Gandalf leans on his staff, deep in thought. When he stands up straight once again, there's a twinkling in his eyes. We have no Gurzel close at hand, Pineleaf, but perhaps we can make one of our own. Make a Gurzel. How do you just make a Gurzel? You snap your fingers and one suddenly appears, or somewhat? Oh, let's see. I suppose I could take that.
Nay, my friend, do not look at me with such horror.
Why not? I do not speak of performing Sauron's dread ritual, of course not. The act of bleeding the men and women that became the Gurzel required more than just Sauron's Morgul knife of Guthok. It needed also a will of evil, and be glad that it is not a thing we possess. But we do have in hand something else. The wizard opens up his satchel in his possession and removes an unpleasant artifact, the mask of Karazgar. The weeping warrior dogged our steps in the North, Pineleaf, and he inflicted much pain and sorrow upon the dwarves and men. But he does not possess two useful traits. His reputation, he does possess two traits, yes, his reputation and his absence. Of all the Gurzel, he may be the most feared, a black Numenorian who moved with stealth, appearing out of nowhere to slay and torment before vanishing, leaving only the memory of a frightened visage, a masked evil. He captured dragons and brought them to Sauron, but it is long since he has been to Mordor. Rumor of his cruelties in far-off Rhûn will have spread even to here. I think the spirit of the Watching Stone will know of the Weeping Warrior and his exploits in the east and in the north. And I think, too, that it would not have seen him in long centuries, if at all. Were you to wear this mask, the spirit will no doubt see through our deception. Well, yes, I'm very definitely a lot shorter than Karazgar, yes. But if another were to wear it, perhaps one of the Kundalar who rarely come to the Vale, who is to say what the spirit might think? And if Karazgar were to bring a powerful prisoner to Gothmog, the very hobbit who has proven a troublesome to Gothmog's schemes, would the spirit not allow both of them to access the inner sanctum? Okay. What has your friend Iorzen gotten up to of late, Pineleaf? Is he still as wily as he ever was? Go to Minas Tirith and speak with the gossip-monger Meldir, just inside the entrance to the city. He will know where the Easterlings who came out of the Gorgoroth have gone. You keep track of all the gossip-mongers in Minas Tirith or something? Oh boy, Iorzen's gonna hate this. I suppose it'll take a while before the city is completely repaired. Yes. And look at this. If there's a rumor monger somewhere, this certainly must be he. Hello there. Have you heard anything about the Easterlings that moved into the area?
You are looking for Easterlings?
Aye, King LSR has called for them to be given places to stay in Gondor, and the kingdom will follow his command. But he cannot bid every man or woman of Gondor to open their hearts to their newcomers, and were he to try, he would likely face his first failure as a king. Many here lost loved ones to Kundalar swords within the view of these walls, and they can neither forget nor forgive it. But if you seek Easterlings, you may find them at the Eagle and Star to the southwest. The barkeep there has welcomed their coin, at least. At the Eagle and Star to the southeast. Or southwest. Oh, sorry, southwest. Alright, there you go. Here we go. Southwest. This appears to be the right place, and here is Ayorzun, and for some reason he's looking at me with a little bit of suspicion. Why? Does he think some wizard might send me on some foolish errand to get him to do something ludicrous? Why would he think that?
So you are still alive. Good for you.
When I last saw you, Pineleaf, you planned a foolish raid upon some stronghold in Mordor, thinking a disguise might keep you safe. It seems the advice I gave you proved helpful, for you're still alive. Are you here to thank me for your survival? Know that I am Ayorzun the Unrewarded, and will gracefully accept whatever coin or treasure you balance against your life. No reward then. Well, you want me to do what? You only come to me when you need something, Pineleaf. Am I to dress up as one of the Nerdhoth as you did before? Fear for I will not at all. I led the Kundalar into battle. Men followed me into war, even to death, and if my star has fallen low, it will rise again. I wear these garments now, but in time I will again don my shining armor and lead men to victory. Keep your base disguise. Yours the Proud will have none of it. Well, actually, I wasn't thinking about disguising yourself as an Easterling. As a Nernhoth. I was thinking about something else. Uh-huh.
Did you kill him then? There is only one mask such as this in all the world.
Only one mask, Pineleaf, and the Weeping Warrior would never part with it. Long did he stalk the lands of my people, bringing death without mercy to all. For all the years, the mention of his name drained the courage of even the bravest soldier, and set the weeping mothers and fathers both, remembering children slain by his blaze for no reason at all. The sight of his mask commanded. So he was called the Weeping Warrior, not because he was weeping, but because he caused a great deal of weeping. Somehow I never even thought of that, but it has some sort of sense to it. Oh, wait. Well. Look what the cat drug in. Hello there, Mithrin dear.
Has he agreed to our scheme?
I think...
I see he considers it.
Yes. May he hasten his decision. How much time does he think we have? But there is another here with whom I would have you speak. Did you not notice him enter? I see his ascension has not diminished his former skill at moving without being seen, nor his desire to make use of it. Unless I miss my guess, he will be in the furthest room, Pineleaf, in a darkened corner. The furthest room in a darkened corner. Well, no, that seems to be the kitchens. Well, as much as I would like to be in the kitchens, I would think that. Well, are you sure about that, Gandalf? Right. Yeah, kitchen. Oh well. He sends me on a wild strider chase, right? Oh, I completely missed him before. Hey, uh, hello there.
Old habits do not always vanish easily.
Yes, it remains a wonder to me how much a difference one's garb can make in the eye of the people. What would Barliman have to say if he saw me in my king's raiment? And no, I would prefer to wear this in the pony. This is Strider's place, not Elisar's. Mithridir has told me some of what he has learned from that tome you've discovered in Yarnfast, and he entreated me to tell you what I know of King Eirnir's last days. Some of this you may have already know of, but the true story was never intended for the ears of the common folk, and some of it was passed down only by the wise and to those of Isildur's line, kept secret in the wilderness. I will tell you what I know, if this is your wish. Alright, fine. Let us see about this warrior Remade.
This story begins during the reign of King Eärnil II, who was troubled by the loss of Minas Ithil to the forces of the Witch King.
You have heard the story of Egomel's onslaught against the forces of Mordor that came to seize Minas Ithil? It is a popular tale, oft told in Gondor even today, for it is heroic and tragic in equal measures. Lord Egilmoth has the command of Barad Curon, and his charge through the city into the invading orcs is now the province of legend. He and all his men died at the sally, but when the last defender was dead and the Witch King entered the tower, he learned of Egilmoth's other purpose. The Palantir was missing. One of Eaglemoth's riders had carried it from Barad Curon, casting it into the Isilduin, lest it be claimed by the Nazgûl. Like many victories of the Dunedain over the years, this one was short-lived. Servants of the Witch King found the Ethelstone fetched upon some rock in the current, and they brought it to their master. Gloating over his victory, the Lord of the Nazgûl used the Palantir only once before bringing it personally to Sauron, as he was commanded. The Witch King made contact with the Honor Stone wielded by King Eärnil, showing him that Eaglemoth had failed and the city belonged now to him. Minas Ithil has fallen, the Nazgûl sneered. You look now upon Minas Morgul. Eärnil despaired, and he forbade any of his subjects or his line from using the Honor Stone. It is no longer safe, he declared. The ban of Eärnil would last for nearly 1,000 years, unbroken until the time of the steward Denethor. It may be that the ban prevented Sauron from achieving his goal of a corrupted Gondor centuries before he nearly succeeded, but I cannot say for certain. Every thought of King Eärnil was set to defending Gondor from the threat of Mordor. He refortified the city, intending Minas Anor to become an unpenetrable fortress. But the men, even a long life must end, and Eärnil died, and his son Eärnir ascended the throne. He was a grim ruler, but he intended to keep his people safe. Minas Anor would be known by a new name, Minas Tirith. The the Tower of Guard. He longed for the recapture of every city and fortress Gondor had lost to Mordor's armies. Perhaps that is why he allowed the messenger entrance to his halls. "Hail, guest! You're welcome to the halls of my fathers." "Say ye so? I do not feel it, O great king." "Say on then." "I bring greetings from my master, he who is the captain of night and the ruler of iron. Know him too as the king of Minas Morgul. He has unfinished business with thee." "What business? I do not treat with such as he." "Well does he know it. He saw you from across the fields at Fornost. And you fled from him." "I did not flee." "It seemed to my master and to all who saw it that you fled in terror of his mighty presence." "The king's horse was overmastered and bore him away against his will." "So you could not control your own steed, yet you think to control armies?" "I was not afraid of your master then or now." "What is the message you bring? Deliver it, and be gone." "It is this. My master bids you to return to his domain alone. There he will do battle with you, sword to sword, with no one else to interfere." "And what stakes does he offer?" "Should you triumph, he will quit the Vale of Morgul and the city that lies within." "And otherwise? I will not give him any of my realm, if that is his hope." "Any? He's already taken some of your realm already." "You mean any more of it, surely." "But why should he wish for that which he could take at will?" "No, great king. He wishes only for thee." Eärnur had a hot of temper, and surely would have ridden forth at once, were it not for the intervention of his adviser Mardil. A wise man and studied, Gondor remembers him as Mardil the Good, and his actions on this day forestalled some measure of doom. Not forever, alas, but for a time. Mardil stepped forward. "We know who your master is," he declared. "We know how much he can be trusted, or how little. If he is so eager for this combat, let him ride here to the Tower of Guard and show his true worth before us all." The emissary bridled at this response and departed, but his anger was as nothing compared to the wrath of Eärnur. He brooded and raged in the time that followed, but whenever he thought to dare the shadowed vale, his steward was on hand, with soothing words and reminders of his duty. The Morgul Vale remained silent. So passed 7 grim years. 7 years following the day that he first came to Minas Tirith, the messenger returned. This time, he was not alone. Okay? So, you have come back. The warmth of your hall has much waned over the years, O king. I bear again my master's behest. It has not changed. Why should our answer then? Time, it weighs on you. Heavy is every year that passes. You have had time to think upon your faint heart. No, my lord. Peace. Peace, you say? I remember from our last meeting, Word Weaver. My master has spared a thought for you, too. For you, I have a gift. Yeah? Eaglemoth! It was the corpse, long dead, its eyes glinting with profane malice, its flesh decayed. But Maldir and Ilgomoth were both of the house of Húrin, and were cousins. In grief and disgust, Mardil turned away, and he gave the messenger what he sought. His silence. This foulness will not stand. Run back to your master. Tell him the king rides at once to reclaim Minas Ithil. Well, that can't end well. Well, we know it didn't. Before his blood had cooled, Eirnir and a company of his bravest knights rode from Minas Tirith for the last time. They entered the Morgul Vale and were never seen again. The common belief in the years that followed was that the Witch King treacherously trapped the king and his knights in Minas Morgul, and they perished there in torment. No proper claimant to the throne could be found, and the line of kings was ended. Mardil did not don the crown himself. Instead, he became the first of the ruling stewards, swearing to govern Gondor only until the king returned. And you know how that tradition reached an ending, Pineleaf. Yeah, I think I heard a rumor of how that ended. But when Eirnir succumbed to the taunts of the Witch King and rode to the Minas Morgul, we know now that he was hidden from those many centuries. Through the dark arts of the Lord of the Nazgul, Eirnir was corrupted and changed into the fell wraith Mordireth. Bound to the Witch King, he served Mordor as the false king of Angmar until his defeat last year. I would almost think that he was less of a false king and more of a steward if the Witch King was the king of Angmar and he sent Eirnir there in his stead. It sounds like to me not a false king as much as a steward, but whatever. And it's sort of ironic considering that his disappearance is what brought about the ruling stewards of Minas Tirith. When next he crossed our paths, he had been given a new form with which to wage Sauron's war. Gothmog, commander of Mordor's armies. Better to have died as Eirnir Pineleaf than be reborn as a tool of evil again and again. It saddens me to think of that fate. My tale is at an end, Pineleaf, but the wraith that was once Eirnir troubles Gondor still. Quite a story.
That is the tale, as it is known to the wise and to those of Isildur's line.
But I would have you remember this, Pineleaf. Whatever Eärnur may have been, the man is no more. Do not let the knowledge of who he once was stay the punishment that is his due. He is now wholly evil, and all of Middle-earth has suffered at the hands of those of his masters.
Mithrandir has told me of his plan, and I will not speak against it, but remain alert.
Remain alert. Mithrandir has told us of the plan, and I won't speak against it, but I urge you to remain alert, Pineleaf, for many centuries have passed since the Tower of the Crescent Moon last fell into the grasp of evil. Even Mithrandir cannot say what you might find within. Gothmog alone would be a threat enough, but while Sauron held our attention, Gothmog had time enough to ransack Minas Morgul for its secrets. He may have prepared some defense or trap we cannot anticipate. I will give you one further warning. If the Kundalar Eorzan does agree to help you with this, remain alert for any sign of treachery. I believe he will aid you for as long as it interests align with yours. See that his interests do, and he be worthy of trust. But if it ever becomes otherwise, good fortune to you, Pineleaf. I think you'll need it. Wonderful. What will be Eorzan's decision? And what will be the outcome of our little journey to the tower? We'll have to find that out in the next episode of A Tale of Two Pineleafs.